perhaps?
Perhaps, yep. It is me, Ryan, and Robbie. No Blake today for
Reasons.
Yep. Undisclosed, confidential information reasons.
It's probably because he's a hoe.
Raisins.
Yep. Raisins were involved in these reasons.
Raisin bran.
All right, we're off to a fucking amazing start. Today's topic, things that shouldn't work but do. And to start off with that, we wanted to talk about that new Joker movie.
Yes.
That definitely shouldn't work.
The Joker Origins movie, produced by Martin Scorsese, written by Todd Phillips of The Hangover, and they want Leonardo DiCaprio as a young Joker gangster 80s movie.
Yes.
Sorry, it's just us messing with Tim for a minute there. It sounds like they're trying to do way too much, and it sounds like it's such a top-heavy production. They just want to fill this thing up with stars and just kind of hope a good movie happens. You know, it's not like there's been any other DC movies that have done exactly that recently, and that turned out super god-awful. Huh.
Can't think of any. I think the premise of this movie is kind of cool, though. Because maybe not an origin, like maybe if he was already the Joker, just a younger Joker before he met Batman.
Like a period piece about the Joker.
Well, if they do the whole background where it's literally who he was before coming the Joker and it was transition to the Joker, that could probably work.
I feel like that takes away part of the
mystique around who the Joker
who
is.
the Joker is the biggest thing about him, that he has no
real identity.
Yeah. So I feel like if you were to like make it about a young gangster, kind of like Goodfellas, who gets involved in the gangster scene,
like
and then he becomes Joker at the end of the movie, it's kind of like it would kind of kill it.
Like the Nicholson Joker.
Well, I'm not saying they do it at the end of the movie. I'm saying they kind of do it like that would be something at the beginning of the movie. Kind of says who he was, and then his transition to the Joker. But then again, this is all just speaking.
Yeah, this is
who knows what they're
this
gonna
is
do.
so early. Apparently, Scorsese might not even be that involved in it. He's just executive producing. DiCaprio is literally the first guy they wanted, and then Twitter exploded with that. I've seen a lot of things. DiCaprio might be too old for what they're trying to do in this movie. It's supposed to be a younger Joker, but then again, with all this technology, I don't see why that would be a problem.
But I think if you're going to rely on technology to make an old actor young, you're already taking away from some of the cinematic quality of the film itself. Like,
that's
go
true.
with someone younger. Like DiCaprio, you're paying for a name at that point. He's the Joker. He's going to be under a ton of makeup. Like,
my whole thing is I just don't see DiCaprio being a Joker. I just can't look at him and be like, that dude's
Django Unchained kind of. That's the one movie that sticks out in my head.
Yeah, but I
can
mean, at the
see
same time,
Joker
that's
tendencies
like he's not manic in that. I like a manic Joker.
Yeah.
There have been quite a few different interpretations of the Joker.
Yeah.
And I'm always partial to the manic one. The one particularly, I think, the best Joker. All respect to Heath Ledger, goes to Luke Skywalker himself, Mark Hamill.
Definitely.
See, that's
Best
a whole
Joker.
debate, though. He's the best. It's the same thing with the Kevin Conroy debate.
I think Kevin Conroy is the best Batman.
But it's only the voice. We don't see him actually act as Batman. We see his voice acting, which is amazing, both those guys, but you're doing half the job.
I mean,
I feel like the mannerisms of the Joker helps too. So if you're just voicing a personality.
Well, my whole thing is, I mean, when it comes to that, the acting part, and that's something that could probably be worked on, but definitely, I think it's like the way it sounds more important to me. Because it works for like certain things, like the Batman animated series, and then of course don't forget the Arkham series for the gaming industry. Because I just think the Joker, when they did, I don't know if anybody here, if you ever played Arkham Origins. I don't know if you ever played that, but I
The bad one?
Yeah,
the bad
the
one.
one that wasn't made by the same studio.
Yeah, not the one that wasn't made by the same studio, but all shit gameplay, whenever I saw it, I laughed at the Joker. Like, the motherfucker made me laugh while I was playing this. I was like, this is hysterical. Made me laugh. And it's just like the whole goofy stuff. I understand the whole like Heath Ledger part. Obviously, Heath Ledger was an amazing Joker, and like the real like chaotic part of it. But it's just like I like the way where there's like the Joker's like a bad sense of humor.
Like, yeah, super dark.
Yeah, like dark, but he's just like making jokes out of it and whatnot.
Well, my question is, who's the best live action Batman then?
Best live action Batman. From the movies I've seen, because I've not seen.
If you say George Clooney, I will strangle you from across the table.
He will wrap this mic filter around your neck, choke you with it.
I think it was George Clooney.
No,
Bad nipples.
No, it was. See, I lean towards Christian Bale. I think Michael Keaton is really close second. Because I think he did both parts well, like Bruce Wayne / Batman, and I think Christian Bale did both well. And
He played a good Bruce Wayne. I'll give him
Yeah.
that. I don't think he was a good Batman.
Christian Bale.
Yeah, I don't think he was a good Batman.
Was it the Growl?
Not
No,
only
the voice didn't
the
bother
growl
me.
didn't bother me as much as it bothered a lot of people. I mean, it was a little silly, but
It makes sense.
that's
though,
not the
like-
whole thing. Batman, his original billing, the world's greatest detective, that entire trilogy, he's stumbling into traps, falling over clues, and just getting outsmarted by a cavalcade of some of the worst Batman villains.
Is that Christian Bale's fault, or is that Christopher Nolan's fault for trying to make a realistic Batman?
I think that's Christopher Nolan's fault, but I think it's still the portrayal of Batman as kind of a clueless muscle. Like, he was not portrayed as a smart character. Like, he had tricks up his sleeve, but not many, and it was mostly like, I'll just outfight Bane. Like, no, don't, no,
That's not.
don't.
That's not how it
Batman's
works.
never outfought Bane.
Yeah.
That never happened. And they got the part in the movie right where he once tried to go toe-to-toe with Bane, and Bane snapped his spine.
He snapped his
Yeah.
spine. But then that's what Batman has, the power of the brain muscle rather than the physical muscle. Even
Yep.
though Batman is pretty strong as shit.
Yeah, and that's why I was actually a little hyped for Batfleck. Ben Affleck's Batman, like, he fills out the frame of Batman a little more.
Yeah,
Um,
I can
I'm
see
not a
that.
fan of.
I think Ben Affleck's Batman was brought down by the screenwriting and the directing
Like, don't get me
more
wrong,
than Ben
like, Ben
Affleck's
Affleck-
performance.
No,
He
yeah,
was a
yeah.
great Batman. I don't think he's a good Bruce Wayne. I don't think Ben Affleck's a
No.
good Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, he's an awkward Bruce Wayne. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean,
For the few parts he is Bruce Wayne.
Yeah,
When you're
but
sitting there
he's
with
still doing detective shit.
Yeah.
In Batman v Superman, he's doing detective shit. He's figuring stuff out.
Yeah, I can appreciate
Like,
that.
Superman's mom's name?
So let me just
Look,
real quick before we jump back on this. The one thing I can say about Leonardo DiCaprio, if he is cast as the Joker, he does have the hair for it. Just color that shit green, and it's good to go.
Figure it out a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, is he bald now? I don't know. I don't keep
No,
up
it
on
just sometimes he has short hair, sometimes he has longer
Fuck
hair.
that.
Like sometimes he's Revenant, sometimes he's Frank Abagnale.
No, well, I
Or
don't
however you
know what
say his
those
last
people are. Is Frank?
Catch Me If You Can.
Nah, don't know what that is either. But anyway,
oh, Tim looks offended.
Yeah, why is Robbie on this podcast?
yeah, throw your shit. a little dark in there, right, Tim? All that shade.
He's still moving the mic filter like it actually does anything. He's
thinking it.
I've been,
He's trying to drive the
I'm
podcast.
drinking. Shut up. I've had a couple drinks, but anyway,
He says
the whole thing where,
5:30 on a Sunday afternoon.
where people,
Is there a better time to be drunk? It's Sunday. You don't have anywhere to be.
when people keep comparing Michael Keaton and Christian Bale, I think Christian Bale did a phenomenal job as well, but Michael Keaton also did a phenomenal job. But they're all separate, like, eras. Like,
Yeah, it's hard to like.
Michael Keaton did a phenomenal job with, like, the basics
and
of
that kicked off that
Hollywood. Yeah, the basics of Hollywood, where it's just, like, nothing's really, you don't have all this cool CGI shit. Like, let's be real, there's parts of the Batman, like the Batman, that 1989 Batman was just gay. You're just like, looking at this, well, not gay, but you're just like, this is silly. But then you get all
Back
the,
in 1989, you could say it was gay.
yeah, back in 1989. But yeah, with the whole like, oh man, there's some parts where you're just like, oh, this makes me cringe.
Not
But it was,
sturdy at all.
it was, he did such a it was an amazing job despite the time that it was filmed in. And then you got like, of course, Batman. Batman Begins to start off being filmed in the 2000s. Where, what?
You play with that mic filter filter so
It's
We're-
not
we're-
staying.
We're almost 11 minutes in, and you haven't.
You haven't, like...
You're just turning
He's
it
just been
around.
playing with this filter for this microphone on this fucking vice grip for this table. He's been moving it nonstop. I don't know how bad this sounds with a microphone wobbling nonstop.
It might sound pretty bad.
Alright, I'll stop.
Because I'm pretty sure that's supposed to go on here, not
Yeah,
the
I know.
table. You're pointing it up.
You're probably right.
This is why I kind of want visual for Sqwadcast. But also, I kind of don't.
That'll be Sqwadcast.
Kinda
It saves a little bit of the mystique.
Yeah. Exactly like the Joker. It's
Yeah,
what else you
exactly.
don't know.
Robbie
Do I
is
weigh
our
106 pounds or 160 pounds?
or 360 pounds.
The world may never know. Until we go visual, then you'll find out.
The sad, horrible truth
Yeah.
of all of us.
But anyway,
That's it. We actually do it and put it on YouTube, and they're like, "Oh, this is what they
They're
look like."
they're all inflatable T-Rexes.
yeah, but
Have you
anyway,
seen the T-Rex protest? They
Christian-
stormed the White House lawn in T-Rex costumes. There's like hundreds of them, and they're,
Oh my god, that's
they're
amazing.
protesting like the National Service Agency or whatever it is.
yeah,
Like that protects the parks and
The
stuff.
wildlife
NSA.
or
Yeah,
the
something
parks.
like that.
I don't know. I
But
can't.
National
there's just
Security
hundreds
Agency.
of people wearing the T-Rex costume in front of the White House.
That's amazing. I love all these dumb protests that are popping up. No, I love all these dumb protests that are popping up just because you can now.
Oh, yeah.
Like Scream Like Goku in front at the
I
Inner
saw
Harbor
that.
or at the White House
That
or at the
actually
Capitol
happened.
building.
Did
Yeah,
that
they've
actually
all
happen?
happened.
Yeah.
Naruto run around the Trump Tower. There were like 40 people doing that shit.
I'm done. I'm done with America. All right, I'll see you guys. Let's see you guys on Mars.
I don't want to be on this planet anymore.
This planet needs to go. Woo! No. But anyway.
Oh.
Another thing that like the whole Dark Knight trilogy, that what made that great is like the whole special effects of it and all the.
Well, it was practical effects.
Yeah, Christopher Nolan is all about his practical
Yeah.
effects. Like he did a lot of practical effects in Inception too. Like the spinning hallway, completely practical.
Yeah.
They built a set that was spinning, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
You mean
I'm-
Robin?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Ah.
Robin was stuck. He had to basically try and beat a dude up while he was in an actually spinning hallway.
I watched Inception once.
It was fun. I won't say it was like a great movie, but it was fun.
That's the one thing.
It's about the visual spectacle.
Yeah.
And-
Sqwadcast confession. I've never seen Inception.
I mean, it's a good movie to
You're
watch
looking-
if
you're
you
looking
have fun.
offended at me for never seeing
Here's
a
my
movie.
here's
That's
my
it.
reasoning with Inception. When
Excuse
it first came out, everybody I knew that saw it got back confused and were like, "We need to see it again to understand what happens." And I was like, "It should not be that confusing."
Dude,
I
saw
wasn't
Inception
confused.
once.
I understood perfectly what
I
was
didn't
going
know
on.
you then, Ryan.
Wait, when did Inception come out? I'm pretty sure I saw this in high school.
Yeah, I was in high school when it came
Yeah,
out.
so I don't
Well, like
remember.
my
I
brother
saw
saw
it
it
once.
in like.
When did you two
get?
get out of high school?
2010.
2010?
2011.
2010.
I
I
think
feel
it
like
came
it was 2011 when it came
Yeah,
out.
I think it was.
Yeah, it could have been.
Look, you don't have a mechanical keyboard. You can Google this without making all of the background noise for Squad. Throwing shade at Blake.
Well, hold on. Wait,
Love
wait.
you, Blake.
We have cellular phones. What the fuck?
We have cellular devices in the modern age. Modern. I can't talk.
2010.
2010. Okay.
So I was in high school. It was the summer after.
Dude, I
graduated
spelled
high
it
school.
right. Alright, we're good. I didn't even
Yeah.
look at the date. You already said it.
He was just benchmarking how drunk he is.
Yeah.
I'm not that drunk. I've had a few.
That's the new sobriety.
Sorority.
Sorority?
Oh my god, whatever I have is contagious.
No.
Alright, I think we've veered so far off this topic.
That's the idea.
Yep, that is.
Welcome to Squad.
Yeah.
Things that shouldn't work but did, Sqwadcast.
So, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Definitely. I agree 100%. It's a theme park ride that gets, like, that. It wasn't even that great a theme park ride. I went on it before the actual movies when it came out, and I went on it, and it wasn't that great. It was like, oh, you're in a boat and there's pirates. Good job.
I was probably on that ride in 2001, and I don't remember it.
I was on that ride in 2001. We could have met. We could have met, Internet.
Probably in Disney World at the same time.
Oh my God! I just turned 11 like that week.
I don't know how old
Weird.
I was. I was too young.
So,
How old are you now? And subtract 16. He looks at a wristband that isn't even a watch. I'm in Maryland. Shit.
This is a cool flag.
Wearing an Andy Nelson shirt and a Maryland wrist.
You're describing too much of me. We don't want them to know my weight, remember?
So yes, in 2001 it was a ride, and then the movie was released in the year 2003, Anno Pupai, and
Adam Pupai?
Anno Pupai in the year of our poop. That is a hotel pool story for the ages. But we'll catch you up. We'll catch you guys up. We're gonna try and barrel through Pirates of the Caribbean, 2003 Anno Pupai, and Johnny Depp and Orlando Bloom when he was still relevant from Lord of the Rings. Helm an obscure at the time pirate movie and turn it into a $1 billion franchise. How?
yeah, and Johnny Depp was Oscar nominated for the first one. He was nominated for Best Supporting Actor.
Ironically, because he chewed the scenery up. He owned that movie. That was
his movie.
That was starring Johnny Depp, featuring Orlando Bloom.
Yeah.
And don't you dare think otherwise.
But yeah, there's no way that should have happened because it was really based on a theme park ride.
There was nothing they could have done to set that movie up to fail more.
And then Jeffrey Rush happened, and my nipples got hard.
Oh my God. Oh no.
Captain Barbosa.
See, it went from a really good movie to slightly more ridiculous movies as they went on. Like, you've got Davy Jones and the zombie pirate, like or the Cthulhu pirates. I mean,
Davy Jones and the zombie.
What was this most recent one about? Does anybody remember?
no, I don't think anyone watched it.
Oh God, I kind of wanted to watch it.
Actor and they support. Oh wait, no, that's a different 2003 Oscars.
I'll just hold it. Yes. Oh, it was that Spanish fellow, and this Johnny Depp killed the Spanish fellow, and then the Spanish fellow died wrongfully, and he came back to kill Johnny Depp. I didn't see it, but I remember the commercial. Dead men tell no tales. That's it. Tails, Ryan. Heads or tails?
Tails.
Dude, you want to play some table tennis?
What's going on right now?
No, I do not.
Okay. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty bad. But when I'm pretty toasted, I like to toot my own horn about things I'm terrible at, but I say I'm good at.
That's pretty specific.
I'm trying to figure out who Johnny Depp lost to. He lost to Sean Penn for Mystic River.
Well, Mystic River was a pretty good movie.
Never saw it.
He also lost
Is
to
it about a river that's mystic?
Yeah, basically.
Ben Kingsley for House of Sand and Fog.
I've actually never heard of that movie.
Most Oscar movies. Jude Law in Cold Mountain.
That's one I've heard of.
And Bill Murray for Lost in Translation. It was lead actor, not supporting.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
So, yeah, Sean Penn won that year. But yeah.
Pretty sure I met Sean Penn at a Roy Rogers one time. I don't think it was Sean Penn. I don't even know what Sean Penn looks like.
Oh my god.
But I think his name was Sean, pretty sure. With an H.
I'm speechless.
S-H-E-A-N.
I was thinking the same thing.
Now wait. Here's the real question that Sqwadcast, and yes, you nation needs to answer.
Nation.
That's right, the Sqwadcast nation needs to answer.
Squad Nation.
Now, Sean Bean, you might know of him, dies in a lot of things.
Most things, some would say.
Things. Almost everything.
Yeah.
But
He got shot in the head, lived, and then died later in that same movie.
what the hell? Spoilers. I don't even know what movies.
Exactly,
But anyway.
that's why I didn't say the movie.
It's about 18 of his movies that happens to him.
Wait. So, do you now, nation? Do you say Sean Bean, or do you say it Scene Bean, or do you say it Sean Bond? Comment.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
With our state-of-the-art soundboard that we got here.
It would really help our channel if you smash that motherfucking like button.
Shout out to Omen behind us, who I just recognized.
Omen with Octi.
Shit.
Octi got a twin yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
Katie bought an Octi, which that Sqwadcast has not been released yet with Katie, so
You don't
Get
know
ready
what she
to be introduced to her
hopefully
before
it
this
will
episode
be.
comes out.
It will be released before this one. But yeah, so Octi has a twin.
Yeah.
Omen does not.
Omen is irreplaceable.
Yeah.
Oh crap!
But to one of our most esteemed listeners, Sammy, Omen is currently lounging in the corner,
He is.
actually upright.
Yeah, he's upright. The face being smushed by Octi, but
Looks like we got some.
Octi, being an eldritch horror from the Cthulhu series, is also, I guess, like a. I don't know what the actual purpose of it is. I guess a key holder or something. I just remember the one time we used Octi, we were holding up beer bottles and stuff.
yeah, that sounds
That was-
that sounds
face
like an
sitting
Octi
going
move.
on
Octi
right
has
now.
a constant drunk look in his face, like a drunk.
He sure
panic
does.
Look. Like Octi has. A
Well, see, I can tell you right now what's happening. Why Octi's eyes are like that. Now look.
Why
Omen's
are you
eye.
a 1930s radio announcer?
Look at this. Now,
Dateline Baltimore.
if you wouldn't know the position of Omen's mouth on Octi's body, you can kind of see that it's in the nether region. And Octi's getting something touched by a mouth that hasn't been touched in a very long time. We got some face going on over here.
Face the beak. Oh, that's
We're
the worst
only
thing
25
I've ever heard.
We're only 25 minutes into this podcast, and I think I laughed more during this one than any other one.
I mean, Movies Part 1 was pretty amazing.
Movies Part 1 was pretty good.
But oh my god, this.
We should just do Movies Part 2.
We already did. We
Oh,
did
what the
three.
So-
we did
so-
3 movies.
Okay, never mind. I wasn't there.
So, let's.
I think you were
Let's-
there for Movies Part 1.
Well,
You
part
sure were.
3.
No, Part 1.
I know. You said Part 3.
Part 3, you got recast as a small
Black
white
girl.
girl. Yeah.
Oh, never mind. It's a black girl.
I know.
Ah,
No black girls have appeared on.
You hear that, nation? We need you.
Come through for us.
Diversify Sqwadcast.
I don't know too many black girls, but
I know a few on Tinder.
not surprising at all.
So, over or under 40?
Both?
Oh my god. Bringing it back to Wildwood. Oh, oh my god.
Wait, did I talk to older ladies?
No, you were talking about older ladies in Wildwood.
I was pretty toasted in Wildwood, not gonna lie.
We all were. Man, was that excellent.
I was reminiscing last night about
That was actually a pretty fun weekend.
That was a good weekend.
That was.
Oh. All right. So things that shouldn't have worked but did. I'm sorry to derail this tangent back onto the original topic.
I have a personal story about things that shouldn't have worked but did.
Hell yes.
It was back when me and Blake lived in the same apartment, which I'm not sure if that's been established on Sqwadcast yet. But in case you didn't know, me and Blake lived in the same apartment with two other guys back in our college days. And we had a party, as one does in a college apartment. And one of our friends brought his girlfriend, who we never met.
Was this before or after the poop dollar?
This was after the poop dollar.
Okay. All right. I listened to that Sqwadcast.
Okay.
I was fucking crying.
Yeah, that was after. That was before I met Blake. That was about 2 to 3 years after the poop dollar.
Okay. All right. So
if you haven't listened to that Sqwadcast, you're probably really confused right now.
So 3 years anno poop dollar I.
Who put poop on the dollar?
Some dude.
Listen to the Sqwadcast and find out, because it's Blake's story, and he tells it, because it's... I don't want to tell a third-person story. Anyway,
So
this story I was there for, and our friend brought his girlfriend, and she got really drunk, and ended up leaving the party. We live next to one of the main buildings on campus that is 4 stories tall, and on the 3rd floor has this terrace balcony type thing, the West Village Commons, for those of you who know Towson University's campus.
okay.
And we get a call from our friend. It's about 11 o'clock at night. Party's going pretty strong. And he goes, "We're in West Village, and she can't stand up by herself." And I was like, first of all, how did you manage to leave this party without either of us knowing? Second of all, how did you end up over there? Third of all, we're coming to get you. So we left Blake's girlfriend at the time in charge, and a few of our other friends in charge, and we went, and she was gone. She was lying face first on a bench, arm and leg on one side.
Sounds like my 18th birthday.
Moving on.
And it happened to be on that floor. There are campus maps, because that's where tours leave from. And campus maps, so we needed to get water in her, and we didn't have cups. So me and Blake fashioned cups out of campus maps. We rolled them together. We took 2 and rolled them, and then rolled a third onto the bottom, and they worked. And they worked for about 3 drinks, and then we had to make a new one. So they worked for a little while, but we got enough water in her to get her up and back to our apartment. So we fashioned cups out of campus maps and saved a girl's life. Probably.
You're goddamn heroes. That's what you are.
So yeah, campus maps. You never know. You never know.
Fucking tour guides. All right.
All right.
I was not on the job tour guiding at that moment.
But then you realized you had a calling.
Yes.
I know to write people and tell them about campus.
This map
I
is so
need-
profoundly life-saving.
I need to spread the good news.
I need to spread the good book.
Save 1 life. Save 1,000.
What?
What is going on right
Spread the good news of Towson, Tim.
Spread the gospel of where everything's located. The library is over here.
Personal stories.
And the Lord said, "That's Res Tower."
He's right, you know.
All right, back on topic.
Yeah, so other things that shouldn't have worked but did.
The McFlurry.
No, don't you dare say that. McFlurry was a goddamn thoroughbred. It's the triple crown of fast food desserts. All right, That shit was bred to win.
Bred to win.
It's the Secretariat of Desserts.
Fast food desserts.
Yeah. After retiring, ended up on Craig Ferguson's late night show.
That's
The
basically
McFlurry dude?
that's the McFlurry's career path right there. It's winning the dessert race by 20 leagues.
Yeah, just destroying all the other fast food desserts out there.
I remember those days.
The blizzard fell over at the halfway point, but it didn't spill.
Alright, go on. No, it was
Not that-
really funny.
not-
No, it was really funny, actually.
At the starting point, the Orange Julius is just running in circles.
The Orange Julius! The Dairy Queen!
Oh, great. This is starting.
It'll be like 5 minutes of
5 minutes of Robbie laughing.
And then someone's gonna make a 10-hour version and put it on YouTube.
And that'll be my...
That's up to you, Squad Nation.
Squad Nation.
Squad Nation, that's how I got my ringtone.
No, that's my ringtone specifically for you. is Robbie giggling, and I'm gonna have a picture of you with that fucking eyebrow up thing that you do, like. That's gonna be my fucking contact photo. My whole phone screen's gonna light up, and it's gonna be Robbie. You'll float too. You'll float too.
Now, all jokes aside, though, did you all see the thing that somebody pulled the It prank in Hunt Valley?
Which prank? They
Dress up as Pennywise. They right outside the theater, the Regal. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
All I'm saying is, somebody did that to me. I would have fucked that clown. I would have showed him how it floats. It sounds terrible.
Yeah, it sure does. It sounds like you're trying to seduce a clown. That's exactly what that sounds like.
I mean, some people got weird fetishes, right?
You're trying to seduce
All right.
me, aren't you,
Okay,
Mr. Thompson?
when you really think about it, should it have worked? Because it's Stephen King. It's too
King.
fucking weird. He's way too weird.
And it's one of these only movies that, like, a few of them worked, but I feel like his killed the death
Let's be
ratio
real,
is-
though. Let's be real, though. When you say Stephen King, what do you think of? You think of it.
You do. You do think of it.
And, yeah. And, he wrote the other one, right?
Stand By Me?
Not Stand By Me.
Dark Tower.
Oh, boy, Idris.
Idris was not the problem with that movie. Everything else was the problem with
Well,
that
as soon
movie.
as I saw that Matthew McConaughey was the villain,
I was like, this could either work in a really unexpected way, and then it really didn't.
or it could be like the Hindenburg and be destined to fail right before he was built.
Yeah. Oh. The Hindenburg was the Orange Julius of aircraft.
Just to put that in perspective, Squad Nation.
Squad Nation.
Oh my god. So here we were both politely waiting for you to like elaborate. And you just
About
didn't.
what?
Who needs perspective? Fuck that.
To put it in perspective, silent.
Are we talking about Matthew McConaughey? I
think it was the Matthew McConaughey, the Hindenburg, or me equating both of those to being an Orange Julius.
Yeah.
Okay.
All of them.
All right.
I think I'm gonna start saying that when I'm teaching now.
Orange Julius.
Yeah. No, I'm just gonna be like, alright, so this is the science part of the lesson. To put it in perspective.
And then not speak.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that would be a monstrous dick move because they're blind.
They are.
Just start drawing things on the board.
Just to put it in perspective, just start scraping chalk on
Now
something.
show
'Cause you
them
probably
your
don't even
idea.
have a chalkboard. Like, oh,
Smartboard and a whiteboard. No chalkboard though.
They got the smart board now.
Yeah. But a smartboard's only as smart as the person using it.
so it's got a significant handicap, doesn't it? Doesn't it, Tim?
Significant Timothy. Timothy.
Oh my god. Okay. So what were we talking about again?
Oh, things that shouldn't
Stephen
have
King.
worked.
Okay, so we talked about it in an earlier podcast, and that it was originally like 2 fucking movies long.
Oh yeah, it's still gonna be that.
I haven't seen the new one yet, but I've
Okay.
heard it's really good.
Oh,
Yeah,
the real
I
one's
haven't either.
fantastic.
Spoilers, because it just came out.
Yeah. Well, I'm not spoiling anything.
Yeah.
But just
I did want to
it's
see all that.
so dense. It's got so much that happens in it, and one of the most important things is that there's a lot of weird shit in that book.
Yeah.
There's a sewer orgy, like there's all kinds of weird shit.
There's gay scenes.
Yeah, I thought that would have been covered in the sewer orgy.
Hey man, not,
Well, it's
not all
2
orgies
separate
are
ones.
gay.
No. This one's separate. It's with the bully guy. I just learned about this.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah.
So, it's just one of those things that no one really knows why he wrote it. Like, it was in the book. No one knows why he wrote it, and he was just on a ton of coke at the time, so...
Yeah, that makes sense, actually. That is the most make sensible thing.
Make sensible thing, yup.
Well, the same thing happened in The Shining too.
He did coke there, too?
Well, probably.
Oh,
You wrote The
Alright.
Shining? You wrote The Shining?
Lord, no.
Yeah, I think so.
He wrote that one with the chick in it.
He wrote the one with the chick in it.
Alright, that's helpful.
With the actor, who, the writer that breaks his arm or something.
Misery?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one too.
It
what's
had,
her name? Kathy Bates won an Oscar.
Kathy Bates, that's
It
her
is, yeah,
name.
written by Stephen
I
King.
can't remember names, man.
No, in the Shining with the circus, a bear, dude in a bear costume, getting a blowjob.
Yeah,
No, it
Stephen
sounds
King did coke.
Yeah.
He did a lot of coke.
So that was in the movie, and then
So a bear
people
got a blowjob from a dude in a circus?
Yeah, basically.
Basically.
That was the plot of The Shining. Um,
Yeah.
How have I not seen this yet?
But anyway,
The Shining was just Kubrick's device to film furry porn.
Makes sense. I do remember
he
seeing
was
that.
ahead of his
I
time.
like how neither of you laughed at that. You were like, maybe. Like,
Well, there were
I mean-
titties in that movie. I do recall titties at some point.
I like how we're slowly like
Dead girl titties.
we're
Yeah, it got weird.
yeah.
You're like,
It's a King movie. It's gonna get weird.
It wasn't a King movie. It was a King book. It was a Kubrick movie. Get it right,
It
Ryan.
was a Kang movie.
We take our research so seriously here.
But I like how one of us says something completely ridiculous for these last few minutes, and then no one reacts. Like we're gonna play into something further, or if it's just like a foregone conclusion that we're just gonna say something fucking stupid.
Little column A, little column B.
Good to know. Okay,
Sounds about right.
so that's just one of those things. Like it, I don't think it should have worked, but it did, and it definitely played on a lot
I really
of
hate how
fears.
it's called It though.
It's too generic.
Yep. That's one thing I hate about it.
But I mean, what are you gonna call it?
Pennywise,
Clown bastard?
clown bastard.
I mean, he takes the form of everybody's fears, so it's not necessarily that he's always a clown.
But he's always a clown.
Yeah, most of the time he's a clown.
Most people are reasonably afraid of clowns.
Yeah, I mean, every time I go to the clown, I look for the nearest blunt object to strike that motherfucker in the face with. But just in case,
You know, you're the kind of person who makes the association of professional clowns complain that the movie It is going to hurt clowns.
Oh, fuck clowns, man. First off,
By the way, that was a real headline that came out like a week and a half ago.
that makes sense now, actually. Well, in general. Clowns are fucking creepy, dude.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, be real, dude. I was scared of clowns when I saw Ronald McDonald as a kid.
Like I would say like the only two places I ever want to see a clown are in McDonald's We're at the circus.
Honestly, though,
And the circus left town.
Yeah. Went to the hotel in Colorado, and The Shining happened.
Ronald McDonald.
Bring it back full circle. Callback joke. Take notes, people.
The question was it Ronald McDonald giving the bear a blowjob?
Dude,
Possibly.
tell me you guys have seen
This-
The Wicker Man with Nicolas Cage.
I've seen the.
I've seen enough of it.
Yeah, I've seen
You
the
need
last
to
like
see-
15 minutes.
That's all you need to see.
Yeah.
But there is a part in that movie where Nicolas Cage is wearing a bear costume, the worst bear costume imaginable, and he runs up and he just punches his bitch in the face.
Yeah, he like takes
I've
off the
seen
mask,
that.
right? He was like, "Oh, you're not my daughter." Punched and walks away.
Yep. I saw that scene. It's fucking.
was the bears.
It's not the breeze. Oh no, not the breeze. Oh. God, that movie was
Nicolas
so
Cage
fucking
definitely
bad.
is Joker material.
Oh man,
Especially with his receding hairline.
I think he'd be a better Riddler.
Ooh.
I want to see.
Nicolas Cage as the Riddler.
I did the whole fan casting of Neil Patrick
Harris, you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as the Riddler. I thought that could have worked.
That could totally work.
I saw a picture of David Tennant as
Because the Riddler's like
But you've already got David Tennant as Kilgrave.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
just
Like-
do the same role.
the Riddler's like
Basically.
a really, really intelligent talking guy, which I see Neil Patrick Harris as with a feminine physique.
Here's-
Also Neil Patrick.
Here's the thing: is they were talking during the Dark Knight trilogy about casting Johnny Depp as the Riddler,
And I would have completely walked away and never saw that movie ever.
and someone brought up to me that he could be a conceivably half decent Riddler if he didn't play the costume up. If he was like a Unabomber type, like a trench coat wearing, like mysterious figure in the shadows, not
See, my
bright
whole thing
green
is,
fucking
I
costume.
can't see
with
Johnny
the
Depp
question
being that
marks.
guy. It's like a really outgoing kind of guy who's just exuberant and bright, and then just Johnny Depp is intelligent. Don't get me wrong, but it's just like I see him more as like the dark, shadowy character, like
And that's exactly what would have been a good Riddler
Yeah,
for the
like,
Dark Knight series.
less.
Is have like a trench coat bomber.
Oh yeah, well they fucking butchered every other character in that movie, so they might as well. Bane,
Bane,
dude, come
no,
on.
Bane, yes. To an extent, if you don't, I think Bane gets more hate than he should.
Tom Hardy did a fantastic
Yeah.
job. Now, from an actual watching the movie, from a theatrical standpoint, if you went in there not giving a shit about comics,
Yeah.
yes, that movie was amazing. But if you're going in there thinking like, yes, it's Bane, give me all the fucking steroids in the world and shove them in my body, make my pee-pee real small, go in there and print the shit out of Batman. You're going in there thinking that with a really, really fucking goofy mask. It looked like I should be doing like luchador Mexican wrestling. Wrong.
Oh, isn't Bane Spanish?
Yeah.
He's from an island country that doesn't actually exist. So basically DC's version of like Puerto Rico or something like that.
So he should be some kind of like of a lad.
He's supposed to run his own cartel pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
And
Selling
Bane's also-
selling like cut down versions of the drug that he like injects himself with. That's his whole story.
One of my friends was Bane for Halloween one year, and he hooked up a straw that went through the mask and had a backpack of alcohol.
Perfect.
So he had
Nice.
his hands
That man
free.
should have won an Emmy.
Oh my god.
He has what's that? Alopecia. That's one way you can't grow hair,
I think.
right? Yeah, alopecia. He has
Friend
that.
did?
Yeah, the
Oh.
one who was Bane. So he did look like not as jacked as
That's
Tom
pretty
Hardy,
cool.
but he did look like Bane. I was like, oh, this is awesome. I was Marty McFly.
Sounds like fun. Things that shouldn't have worked, but they did.
Marty McFly.
Things that we should be
Oh yeah,
Halloween this year.
things that shouldn't have worked that did costume wise. By junior year of high school, we did Spirit Week. I mean, we did Spirit Week every year of high school,
Every spirit.
but we changed the days most of the day. Like every Friday was Black and Gold Day because our school was Black and Gold. But every Monday through Thursday, we kind of change it up every year, kind of keep it fresh and new and whatnot. So one day, it was Decade Day, and we had to do before the 90s because it was still too fresh to do the 90s. And I was like, eh. So everybody did the 70s and 80s. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do the 1930s because that's who I am. And I got a white t-shirt, and my dad had this tan vest because my dad owns this tan vest type thing. I had a busboy hat that my grandfather gave me when I was younger that barely fit my head. I had tan shoes, and I wore plaid shorts that just got down to my knee, and it worked amazingly.
That is.
I stood out because everybody was like, literally everyone did the 70s or 80s, and I was like, I'm the 30s.
Sucks to be you. Like every time they turn on a TV, he's like, "What demon rain is this?"
You could have did like a 1940s.
You should have just full on RP'd as someone from like the 1780s. That would be fucking hysterical. Every time anyone pulled anything technological out of their pocket, like call them a witch.
Put it in the witch.
You could have did the 1940s and just put an SS on your shirt.
Damn.
If she weighs more than a duck, she's a witch.
If she sinks, she's a human.
Oh, can you grab me one of those?
Yeah, you want one?
Yeah. This is the most informal Sqwadcast ever. We're cracking open cans.
Hold on, first off, remember what they said. Saturdays are for the boys.
It's Sunday.
Sunday.
For some of us.
For all of us.
Legal disclaimers: not all Sqwadcasts are recorded on Sundays.
Yeah, you're right. It's Saturday. Yeah, it's Sunday.
And now, your ASMR.
When did we become NPR?
Is that what they do on National Public Radio?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Ever since it got defunded, they've run out of ideas.
Dude, I would do that. We should join. We should make a deal. We should strike a deal with NPR.
But what show would we go on?
Talking about global warming and stuff.
All right. I feel like that would be right in our wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know it.
Ways to defend from global warming, Squad Nation. How can we do it? Do we just shoot bullets at the sun? Do we strike a
Next
deal
time a
with the
hurricane
sun?
comes to your town,
Yeah.
draw on that bitch.
Remember, the most defensive thing you could do in Call of Duty is lay a claymore.
All right. Good advice.
Yep, good advice. Call of Duty advice. And that was our segment, Call of Duty advice by Robbie.
Yeah.
I have no idea where to go,
Me either.
but we got 10 minutes left at least.
Since we've talked nothing about the topic, shall we go to our topic?
We've
The topic.
We
hit on it a few
brushed the
times.
topic
Yeah,
shoulder. We brushed the dirt off the shoulders, but that's about it.
Okay, Jay-Z.
all right.
Was that him?
Yeah.
You sure it wasn't Jeezy?
Oh, maybe it was. That's my impression of Jay-Z, by the way. I can't do more than just saying cheer. I probably also shouldn't do impressions of Jay-Z.
No, you shouldn't. But all you have to do is talk about how great New York is.
Basically. And then copyright your daughter's name.
Truth.
So can I name my daughter Red Ivy?
Probably.
Could. Or Green Ivy. That would make more sense.
Or Magenta Ivy?
You're really stuck on the red.
Red shirt, red name, red face.
Red background?
Robbie's a communist.
Damn right.
They said it would work. Fun fact, my first year of marching band in high school, we did a show on communism.
And what show was that?
It was called Red. Movement 1 was China, Movement 2 was Cuba, and Movement 3 was called Soviet Union. That was our marching band show.
Was it good?
It was. We got
Fifth
top
place.
15. We didn't get top 10. I think we got 12th that year. We were good until my senior year, and then we got 22nd out of 25.
Dude, my senior year, I jumped out of a window when we had a substitute just because she threatened to call the office, so I had to go. I was like, I gotta get out of here.
And you're like, I'm going to jump out of the window.
Might as well do a Tom Cruise.
Things that shouldn't have worked, but did.
Oh, did I? I don't know if I ever told the story of my high school teacher jumping out a window. That was totally unnecessary. You guys know that story?
Which story? I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
Yep, sounds about right. When my brother was in high school, and there was a fight, and the teacher that always broke up the fight jumped out the window.
Right, yeah, you told me about that.
If I already told it on Sqwadcast, I apologize, Squad Nation, but this is a really funny story. My brother is about 6'3", about 230. He's a big dude, and he was on his knees during a fight, and his friend, who's about 5'8", smaller stature guy, was sitting on my brother's shoulders, and this fight was like full speed, right, in the middle of it. Big crowd of people. The teacher who always broke up the fight.
I have a very important question. Was your brother mounted by his short friend? Were they the ones fighting?
No.
That's what I
was
My
thinking.
brother was on his knees during that fight. Like, he's fighting from his knees, and he's got somebody on.
Oh, is he giving himself a handicap against this 5'8" dude? No, the 5'8" dude is riding him like a mount.
Onward, Mike.
No, they were watching the fight, but the short-framed guy wanted a better view because, like I said, the fight was already full, so there's already a circle of people around. And my brother being 6'3" and him being like 5'8", he couldn't see, so I don't want to see. And they had the bright idea of getting
just
on his
stacking.
shoulder. Yeah.
All right, so moving on.
Yeah. So my brother.
So the school hero teacher, the guy who gets all up in everybody's business.
Yeah. He comes running down the hallway to Chariots of Fire.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
He jumps over my brother
Dun, dun, dun,
and his
dun,
friend on
dun,
top
dun, dun.
and breaks up this fight. Right? And then, that's actually a different story than the window one. But that happened. So 5'8" guys sitting on 6'3" guys' shoulders, but still on top of each
The
other.
little
Like,
manlets.
yeah. And the teacher jumped over both of them to break up the fight. So this is just an idea to give you an idea of what this guy does, right? So there's another fight that happened in my high school. And a kid got pushed out the window, broke the window from the second floor, landed on the roof of the first floor. So it wasn't like...
It wasn't like a
wasn't-
huge...
It wasn't like he died.
Yeah, it wasn't like all the way down. My high school was only 2 stories.
He probably had a little bit of road rash on his back.
Yeah. So the teacher saw this happen, and instead of like calling someone or getting someone to help, decided to run down the hallway and jump out the window to save
Now,
the kid.
I just have a mental image of this teacher like jumping out a different window and smashing through it.
Jumping through a different window.
Like the one like right next to the already broken open one. Like,
Why did you do that?
with the American cape wrapped
the
around his
repairman
neck and a
gives us a
tenant
bulk
bulb.
discount.
Repair man. Duggan and all that reference here on Sqwadcast.
Things that shouldn't have worked but did.
All
Jumping
that.
out of window.
So the teacher just jumps out the window to like check on the kid, make sure he's all
make
right.
sure he's alright, yeah. He could have easily, like, you know...
He could have just
Why?
walked up to the window and be like, "Hey, dude, you all right?"
You
But-
good? You Gucci? But no, he decided to jump out the window.
It's extra.
Yep.
See, I had a history teacher that had a window in his
He was a
classroom.
history teacher.
No way.
Yeah.
I had this, and this guy was not like capable of jumping out windows. I really could not picture this teacher like running anywhere or jumping through anything or jumping at all. But he had the worst classroom in the school. Like hands down, bar none. There were no windows. It was on the bottom floor. It was on the bottom floor against a hill, so it had no windows in it, right? So when he came back to the school one year, he's like, "Look, I'll work any classroom you want as long as there's a window in it." So they give him the same garbage classroom, but there is an entire window just sitting on top of the radiator. Just a whole window.
Yeah.
The full thing, frame and
Yeah.
all.
Frame and glass and everything.
All of it. You could open it. It was great.
Get some fresh air.
Yeah. And it was sitting on top of the radiator, so if you opened it, you got better airflow in the room. So he actually had a student he was having half an argument with. He's like, Brandon, can you just stand up and open the window?
I had a
And then Brandon, being the kind of guy who would argue with a military history teacher for no real reason, like, why would I do that? And he's like, because it should be like a metaphor about the point of this conversation that we're having.
my sophomore English teacher. She always wore turtleneck sweaters, and you could tell when it was cold. She was also like 80. Had a tramp stamp and drove a car with a license plate. Bye, boys.
That's the most insane combination I think I've ever heard.
Dude,
You win.
my whole thing is she probably got fucked, and I didn't want to think about it.
Ooh. Ooh.
The nation.
So we've reduced ourselves to giggling like idiots at this point, just playing around with this fucking microphone filter that you should not have gotten.
It came with the microphone.
You shouldn't have left it out for me and Robbie to play with.
Package deal. Anyway.
I wouldn't have played with it if I hadn't had so many alcoholic beverages, but I'm an
In
adult.
this corner,
It's
in the blue shirt, we have Ryan Downs. And in the other corner, in the red shirt, we have Robbie.
The wrecking ball! Touchdown!
Wreck it, Robbie!
I'm gonna wreck it! Give me your belt. Alright.
All right, this has to have been one of the most nonsensical, fun Sqwadcasts we've ever done.
Nonsensical. We might do this topic again just because we were so off topic this one.
Look, it's not about the topic; it's about the conversation.
Sometimes you
So I feel like
free-for-all.
because of the texture of your table, you should probably turn it upside down so it's gonna hook under.
Ah!
Took us an hour, but we figured this out. Maybe.
Once Tim gets good, Robbie's just making mouth noises at this point.
Yeah, you feel me.
Game over.
Cleveland Browns nation.
What'd they do?
I don't know. I just saw
They
the
should
name.
be bad.
Dude, they lost.
Yeah, Steelers destroyed them.
Good.
Last I saw it was 21-18.
Yeah, unless they scored a garbage time touchdown.
21-18, you're right.
Okay, that's not destroyed.
Nah. Let me tell you who got destroyed. No, I don't know. Not me.
The Texas Longhorns. That's who got destroyed.
Yeah.
Fucking Terps.
Terps.
And also the Towson Tigers got destroyed.
Yeah, Towson got destroyed.
Yeah, it was Towson football.
Yeah.
They don't have Terrence West anymore.
Rob Ambrose might get canned soon.
I wouldn't doubt it. He hasn't done anything even close. I think they made the playoffs once since their national championship run.
And that was what?
I think
3 years ago?
4.
4?
I think during
No, wait,
Sqwadcast-
Terrence West has been with the Ravens for 3 years, and then he was cut from the Browns, like, just after his rookie season. Then he spent some time in Tennessee, I want to say. He got cut from the Browns, then he got cut from the Titans. So he's at least 4 years removed.
That game was my first year at Towson. And
Okay.
I transferred in fall 2013. So that game was January 2014.
Okay.
So however you want to do math.
So, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think that's right. I think you're wrong.
Oh, okay. I think during Facebook Live 25, Sqwadcast 25 Live, we're going to play props. And this is going to be the main thing we're all going to use.
Probably. Sqwadcast Live, episode 25, coming at a later date whenever we all get fucking people together.
Yep, 25 Live. Sports,
If you're the kind of people that want to do the hashtag thing, hashtag
Squad Nation.
Squad25 Live.
Squad
That's with a
25 Live.
QW
Yep.
AD.
Right, people, QW.
SQWAD.
Squad Nation.
Squad.
Squad.
Squad25 Live.
Yep.
We're gonna do it. It's gonna be on Facebook, so if you don't have that, you're honestly smarter than the rest of us.
And you better smash that motherfucking like button.
It'll be uploaded to YouTube, maybe, probably, talking to our technical producer about how we're going to do that.
I mean, if we were recording from 2 cameras, we could do one Facebook Live and one YouTube Live.
Oh, man, Ryan,
Throwing in the ideas there.
changing it up. This is why I hired you.
You hired me. You don't fucking pay me. I'm giving you all this charisma for free, motherfucker.
Now you're getting the knees knocked in.
Fuck.
Alright,
Okay. All right.
We're just over an hour, and I just want to end with my final thought that Robbie should probably play the Joker in the Origin movie.
Yes. This man, Robbie Thompson. I'm so on board. DiCaprio, eat your heart out.
You'll be that guy that comes out of nowhere. Like Cyborg.
Yeah.
The dude only has 2 movies to his credit on IMDb.
Really?
Batman vs. Superman and Justice League.
That's incredible.
Yep.
Oh, that's so ridiculous.
Yep.
I love it.
Yep.
We've got to find out who he is, though.
Let's do it. We got the internet on our fingertips.
We do. Apparently he went to high school with one of my coworkers.
He didn't go to high school with me.
Are you one of my coworkers?
Nope. But let me tell you what went to my high school. A bunch of old people that were addicted to drugs.
Ray Fisher?
What?
Ray Fisher?
Sounds like it.
That looks like a person.
Let me see. Yep, that's the one.
IMDb, Ray Fisher.
But you'll get a wider range of things. Look, actor, 6 credits. Get it right.
6 credits. Oh, okay. Good and Bad and Confused, which was a short. The Astronaut Wives Club. And then Batman vs. Superman, Justice League, Flashpoint, and Cyborg.
Dude, I can't wait.
So 4 of his 6 credits are the DCEU.
As Victor Stone.
Victor Stone. Victory Stone.
Yeah, that was his nickname.
I didn't know that.
He played high school football, and they called him Victory Stone.
He's an American stage actor.
Because, really, comic book writers have no idea what sports are like.
No, not at all. But that's how I like it.
You like your comic book writers to not know sports.
Yep.
Yeah, because then you get shit like that weird zero gravity, like, hockey lacrosse from Batman Beyond. That shit was ludicrous. I'm not looking at Tim right now.
Tim, what are you doing, bro?
He's gently stroking that mic
Fucking
filter.
Gently stroking the mic filter while he looks through Ryan's eyes. Dude, my work emails are like 90% spam. Alright, I got a tinkle.
And on that note,
Sqwadcast out.
Squad Nation.
That is 22 or 23 episodes. We don't know.
Squad Nation.
But
don't forget.
Squad Nation, 25 live.
Squad Live 25.
He'll be there. We'll be there. You better be there.
If you want your Robbie ringtone, text Robbie's ringtone to 22333.
2322323 232333 232-2212 232223 pound 6. And send a picture of Robbie's face to that number. Even if you don't know what Robbie looks like. Just ask us, is this what Robbie looks like? And send us a picture of what you think he looks like. And we will send you the ringtone.
DM me.
It goes down in the DM, as the scribes would say.
As the scribes would say.
In the words of the bard.
In the words of, what's his name? In the words of the Meisters.
The Maesters.
Maesters.
God. The Game of Thrones reference.
Yep, oh, of course. Or as Peter does, belly slide into DMs.
He sure does.
Yep, he has gotten numerous bitches.
Good old Little Flipper. All right, guys, that is it. Oh my god.